This is the Mindfulness with Richard, and this is a time for present moment awareness. Oops, let me get back to this. And usually, how we start is by going around the virtual table and just seeing how people's meditation was last week. So Barley, how is your meditation? You're muted.
Not as good as I wanted it to be. As I was saying to you, I've been practicing YouTube Qigong. So what I want to do is do more walking meditation, but it's still on my list. It hasn't happened as much as I want it to.
Mhm. Now, one of the ways that I know what people really mean in terms of their intent in life is by what they actually do.
Yes.
And so I know you have had strong intentions, but you still need to figure out how more to carry them into action.
Mm-hmm. I also use that one YouTube site called Calm,
Oh,
Calm.
yes, that's
That's
good.
a nice one.
Uh-huh.
They're short, so.
It has good guided meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we've used them some of this session. Then, Doug, how was your meditation last week?
Well, it was pretty good. Not the best. I meditated, I guess, probably 4 times. I've been feeling a little under the weather physically. So for the first time in my life, excuse me, I decided to go to a homeopathic practitioner instead of to the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, it's a wonderful experience.
Oh, good.
And I've been to her twice now. And so far the little potions that she's given me have done more for me. This is like an ongoing thing than like in 10 years of going to doctors and specialists. He's really had a tremendous effect.
Wow, that's a real positive experience.
It is, and for years I've been thinking, well, maybe I ought to try homeopathic, and I put it off, and of course I moved here a year ago, and this one, she's her office is like almost right across the street. So it was hard to put it off any longer.
Okay,
But it's just working out really well.
that's good. Now, Richard, Doug is one of the ones in this session who often, when I make some suggestion, when we come back next week, Doug will have actually tried to do it.
He follows through.
Yes, yeah, and I think that is pretty special, actually. How about you, Richard? Would you like here just give us a brief introduction?
Okay. No, I'm trying to change the screen here because.
Right, you don't have any light on your face.
Yeah, we have this bright window behind us.
Right. Anyway, it would be good if we can see your face, but if we can't, we'll just know that it's glowing from the inner light. Hey, okay, there's some outer light. Okay. Yes.
So, is this Zoom?
Yeah, Zoom.
But it's not responding like Zoom. It won't let us change the speaker the gallery view or anything.
No.
Maybe
But-
Richard, if you change it to gallery or speaker, it'll do it.
Okay. Anyway, I've known Richard for some time, 10 years, 20 years, something like that. And he is someone who has also kind of deep into Ramana Maharshi's teachings, as was I. And I think Carol and I saw you guys in India, right?
We did, yeah. We went to
Yeah.
India, and you helped us out a great deal. We even walked the inner path with you, and
Yes.
had a wonderful meal after the inner path.
Uh-huh.
It was a great visit there.
And
Yes.
you introduced us to Rajan, who we're still in touch with.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah. And yeah, we've known each other. Let's see, I went to SAT in 2005.
Okay. So 15
Um,
years, 16, 17 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
thereabouts. And the teachings are just what resonates so much, so powerfully. Ramana and Nisargadatta Maharaj, essentially the same thing. And
Right.
when you're talking about how meditation is going, it's just the focusing on the eye, and when you notice the mind start to travel, just to bring it back to the eye.
Hmm.
And who am I is the only worthwhile question.
Right. So that's the kind of, you might say, crazy stuff that Richard and I have been doing for a long time. And we met each other with one of the world's actually premier teachers of it.
So you met through Nomi.
To know me, yeah.
Yes, no me. Anyway, so let us, what we do, we just have a couple of meditation sessions. I talk a little bit, and I show some video that is relevant. And today, Richard, I'm going to talk about a subject that you know a lot about, and I'll leave the name of it for a little later as a teaser.
Okay.
Okay, so let us start then with our first meditation. And mindfulness is present moment awareness, paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally, fully receive whatever is experienced, then let it go. All right. Now, today we will talk about happiness. We all want it. Where does it really come from? And how can you be happy always? The way we usually think about happiness is like the Buddhist idea. You have a desire or a craving, and when you fulfill it, you will be happy, at least for a while. It might be for a new car or phone or pair of shoes. It might be for being with a friend. This is the pattern: craving, then satisfaction, then happiness, then the happiness passes. Isn't that how it works? All of these are happiness from externals, from things and people. But happiness is inside, not external. Just for a moment now, look within yourself. Remember a time of happiness. Where does the happiness come from? Is it from the things or people involved, or from within yourself? This is the key to a happy life. We all want to be happy. That's a truth told by Ramana Maharshi. Everyone wants always to be happy. If we think something will make us happy, we go after it. The problem with happiness from externals, from things and people, is that it is only temporary. It comes and then fades away. It doesn't last. But what we really want is happiness that lasts, that does not come and go. This is a big reason why people start meditating or following other paths of spiritual practice. Life is not ultimately satisfying, so people look for other ways to approach their life. What happens to you after you have been meditating for a while is that you start to notice that when your mind is quiet and peaceful, you just feel an internal happiness, a kind of happiness that is always there. When you really see this, your focus starts to change. Instead of looking for happiness from externals, you seek it from within yourself. Your attachments and cravings start to fall away. You're just happy in this moment. You don't need to go anywhere, do anything, or get anything to be happy. It just wells up from within. So, what I want you to do during the next week is to really observe yourself and the happiness in your day to day life. Watch the cycle and process of happiness. Particularly notice where you actually experience this happiness. Just look at yourself, look within, and notice what is going on. And we'll talk about it next week. Now, I have a video for you This is from an American Zen Buddhist, Kelsang Nyema, and it's titled Happiness is All in Your Mind.
All right, my friends, hello. So I want to start off with a few questions. And I know a lot of other presenters have already asked you questions. And they've been kind of hard questions. But the questions I'm going to ask you are very, very simple. And I promise you'll be able to answer these. All right, are you ready for your first one? Okay. Your first question is, you don't have to answer out loud. Are you having a good day? Okay, you got your answer? All right. My second question for you is, why? If you're having a good day, why are you having a good day? Or if you're having a bad day, why are you having a bad day? So I have one more question for you. This should be the easiest one of all. My last question is, tomorrow, would you rather have a good day? Or would you rather have a bad day? Do you have your answer for that one? What about the day after tomorrow? What about Sunday? Let's see, yeah, that's right. Tomorrow's Saturday, Sunday. How about Monday? Would you like to have a good day or a bad day on Monday? Tuesday? Wednesday? Thursday? Friday? This time next week? A good day or a bad day? So that last question, like I said, is probably the easiest one for us to answer. Because we know the answer to that, don't we? We want to have a good day, every day. Did anyone in the room answer, yes, I want to have a bad day on Monday? Of course not. We all want to have a good day, every day. So this is really speaking to the type of happiness that we all wish for in our heart of hearts. We have a good day when we are happy. And we want to be happy every day. There's never a day when we don't want to be happy. But whether or not we have good days or bad days really depends upon how we answered the second question. Do you remember the second question? What was the second question? Why? Why am I having a good day? Why am I having a bad day? So one thing that my teacher says, his name is Geshe Kelsang Nyema, and he says that much of the time our mind is like a balloon in the wind, blown here and there by external circumstances. Do you know that feeling? He says when things are going well, when they're going our way, we feel happy. But then if something goes wrong, for example, he says if we're forced to work with a colleague that we dislike, but I'm sure none of you have colleagues you dislike, right? He says if we're forced to work with someone we dislike, or if something doesn't go our way, then our happy feeling disappears. So as long as our answer to the question, why am I having a good day, or why am I having a bad day? Because, this is a question people ask us, like maybe when you get home today, someone will go, well, so how was that TED thing? Did you have a good day? And we'll say, yeah, I did. There was this lady, and she talked to us about how we need to be compassionate towards former inmates, and there was this performer who did this awesome beatboxing thing with his mouth, and this person and that person. As long as our reasons for why we had a good day are a list of external conditions, then we're not going to have the stable happiness that we all want. Does that make sense to you? Because if that's what our happiness depends upon, because we cannot control people and circumstances every single day, then our happiness will be in the hands of others, won't it? It'll be at the whim of our circumstances. So if you really wish to have a good day every day, we've got 2 things we need to do. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to stop outsourcing our happiness and outsourcing our unhappiness onto people and circumstances. In other words, we need to stop attributing our happiness to what's going on externally. And we need to stop blaming others, especially blaming others, for our unhappiness. So for as long as we do that, as long as we're making it the job of people and circumstances to make us happy, or as long as we're making it their fault when we're unhappy, our happiness will be very unstable and elusive. Our second job is to actively cultivate a source of peace and a source of happiness coming from inside our own mind. So here's something I want you to commit to memory. Are you ready? This is another line from one of my teacher's books where he says, happiness and unhappiness are states of mind, and therefore their real causes cannot be found outside the mind. So if we have a peaceful state of mind, we will be happy regardless of people and circumstances. If our mind is unpeaceful or agitated, then even if we have very good circumstances, we'll find it impossible to be happy. So in other words, it's not what is happening that is making us happy or unhappy. It is how we are responding to those things that determines whether we are happy or unhappy. It is what our state of mind is like that determines our happiness or our unhappiness. So how are we going to do this? So we can all understand this. Like intellectually, it's not rocket science, is it? It's not hard to understand. And maybe to a certain extent, as I tell you these things, you're like, yeah, I knew that already. I knew that already. But how do we actually do it? How do we actually cultivate this stable peace of mind that we can rely upon regardless of the external circumstances? So this is really where meditation comes into play. And I would say I would need a whole other TED Talk, hint, hint, in order to really do the subject of meditation justice. But for our purposes today, we can say that meditation is a mental action. It's the mental action of concentrating on a peaceful, positive state of mind. If we do that, if we concentrate on a peaceful, positive state of mind, then we can say we're meditating. Whether that's like this, right? See, actually, you don't know if I'm meditating or not, because I could be thinking about my grocery list. It's only meditation if I'm actually focusing on a positive, peaceful state of mind. But the trick is, I can do it like this. This is called formal meditation. But we can also learn to do this all the time in our daily life. So see, here's a perfect opportunity. We concentrate on a mind of patience. We're not disturbed, not unhappy. So why don't we try it now? Are you up for it? Just a short meditation. According to the clock, I've got 3 minutes left. This is going to be a very brief one. But let's actually try it. Let's try to tap into our own potential for a peaceful, positive state of mind. So now I'll ask you just to sit comfortably and place your feet flat on the floor and your hands within your lap. And then you can lightly close your eyes and become aware of the sensation of your breath at the tip of your nose. And as you breathe out, you can imagine you are breathing out any agitation, any mental busyness, any frustration or unhappiness in your life. Breathing it all out like dark smoke. And as you breathe in, you can imagine and believe that you are breathing in a clear, bright light, which is the very nature of inner peace. And you can imagine that this clear, bright light fills your entire body and mind. And for a few seconds, simply enjoy this inner peace coming from within. And now as we finish, just be determined to bring this inner peace with you into the rest of your day to benefit yourself and others. So now we rise from meditation. Thank you very much.
And now we will have a final meditation, 15 minutes. Just settle in, feel your breath, and notice who within you knows this flow of breath. The witness that just knows without being involved. Sink into this witness and feel the happiness that naturally rises from within. Experience the presence of your own being. As your focus deepens, sense that you are awareness. You are the witnessing consciousness. You are not simply your mind and the thoughts that pass through it. Consciousness is your nature, clear, joyful, and free, and always happy. All right. Now we'll close with a short chant. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Peace, peace, peace. All right. Any questions or discussion?
I'm happier than I was when I came.
Perfect.
Yep.
It's lovely. You meet a week from today at the same time?
Yes, we do.
Wonderful.
And so this is really just a simple little meditation group over Zoom. And, you know, we found, all of us have found that it is a good thing to add regularly in our life.
It's lovely, lovely.
I still think it's challenging to feel happy and yet know that there's bad stuff going on in the world. So can you just be happy and an activist like Gandhi or Martin Luther King? Is that the same?
There's no reason why you can't be happy and still be dealing with what you think of as problems. The happiness is from inside. And for me, I talked about this witness. I talked about this awareness that is always there. And what I have found is the more I know this awareness that is always there, the more I can just be happy, and it doesn't matter what's happening outside. This is not what's happening outside. This is, kind of the calm, peaceful witness of all of it.
Mhm.
And, one of the powers of meditation is when you start to see that these things that are going on really do not touch you. What touches you is your mental reaction to it.
Yeah, that's what she said, was saying in the video. And that's like very much my, the way I feel. Like I'm happy within myself, but these other people make me unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't like, I don't feel like happiness comes from outside, but it's more like unhappiness comes from outside.
Mm-hmm. But what's really going on is still your mental reaction. So you have this stuff that's going on outside, and you're stirring the water in your mind. And then when you see the stirred up water, you get
Right,
and,
yeah.
and then you blame it on them. I wish they hadn't have stirred this water up. And the part of the power of knowing this is it gives you a kind of deep agency in your own life.
Deep what?
You are the one that is doing it. It's not being done to you.
Okay.
And for me, that's a big deal. And that's one of the things that gives me real freedom. Anyway, very good to see you. I enjoyed being with you today. Good to see you, Richard. And we'll get together again in a week.
Thank
Namaste.
you. Lovely. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye. Thank you.